What's going on, YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry. I'm the Crypto Vet. Thank you for tuning back in. We're entering a weekend. Bitcoin kind of had a little pump, got rejected, so we're trying to figure out where we are. Macro trends, nothing has really changed in my opinion. So if you want to see where I stand on the market as far as macro and long term, go ahead and check out the video above. But otherwise, thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you. So if you like that, hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian, and then links for Twitch, Discord, and all the goodies will be down below. But the first thing I wanted to go over today, before we look at the short term and see how things are going to go, I wanted to pull up some Twitter threads that kind of made me laugh, specifically because a lot of people are blaming Elon Musk for this dump that we had on, or was it right in this area here yesterday? So a lot of people are blaming Elon Musk for this, and personally, I do not like to relate news to events. So when we have a sell-off and then we get some news and the sell-off continues, yeah, the news could have been a catalyst, but most likely there was other things happening in the background that were already leading to these events. Like, just for example here, as Bitcoin was moving up above this first trend line that was the breakout, we reached our target, right? Got rejected. And then you can see here our RSI was moving up and up and up. Our RSI was high. And then all of a sudden, while our volume was decreasing, we got a huge spike in volume. Well, then that volume continued to where we were, and now we are here. The thing is, I guarantee you, we probably would have had a drop to begin with, which we needed to confirm this trend line before continuing higher. Except we got some news and a catalyst, so we actually fell through that support and had to retest lower supports before going up. So is it a coincidence? Are they meshed together? Probably a little bit of both, but I still think that 80%, 90% of it is still just the fact that low volume. We were getting oversold on the hourly in the short term. We had already had this, big run up. So it's like we needed to correct. So I don't like to relate the news to it, but there was some funny stuff that did come along with Elon Musk tweeting. One of them was with this crypto whale, Mr. Whale. He was saying how, Elon Musk is, trying to pump CumRocket because he did Canada, USA, Mexico. Really, really funny. And I wanted to mention that just because I really like the crypto CumRocket. I think it's, definitely has some potential. It's very, very small amount of my portfolio, but it's a cool idea. And if it was to take off in the NFT space for, the porn industry and the adult film industry, very, very, very cool concept and ability to make money. But there was one more tweet. I'll have to find it and I'll just make sure I throw it up there. But in the end, Elon Musk was saying how, he's brokenhearted with Bitcoin, and this is why the price has been dumping so much afterwards. So is it the tweet? I'm not sure, but that's just how I feel about a lot of the news. You got to take it for a grain of salt. You can have FUD. How many times has China and other countries banned crypto? It's happened all the time. I've read 1,000 articles about it. So, you just got to make sure you do your own research and get the full story before you make a decision, right? And don't just listen to me. Don't listen to, Ben at BitBoy Crypto, MM Crypto, whoever you want to listen to. You still have to make your own decision. So, that's the little spiel there. If we head over to CoinMarketCap, we can see the current market cap's about 1.6 trillion going down. Bitcoin dominance, again, slowly going down. And we have red in the market today after the news yesterday. Our top gainers, not very high overall, 14% here. But we get things like Theta, Fuel, and all that. Biggest losers today, my favorite, ICP, my best investment thus far, down. I think I'm down about 75% since I bought a little over 400. So yeah, but if I don't sell, I didn't lose anything, right? So let's see what we can find on the Bitcoin chart right now really fast. If we look right here, I just have the daily up and I have Market Cipher B, I have the MACD, and I have the RSI here. Only because I want to show a couple things, right? We've already had a big drop, and if we look here in the short term, we can see that our daily EMA is slowly trying to flip back up, but we're under all of our other exponential moving averages. So pretty bearish, right? We have good volume support in this area, and this is all the volume of Bitcoin's history ever traded at this price, because we've only traded at this price right here. So right now we have a bullish cross in the MACD. We've never been this low on the MACD on the daily. As you can see, if we go all the way back in history here, we have never been this low or overextended to the downside on Bitcoin. So it's very likely that we will actually have a pump to the upside. Now, if we pump up and get rejected, we could continue staying sideways for months. Because my long-term thing is that we'll most likely be at $100,000 Bitcoin by my birthday, which is at the beginning of August. So that's my prediction. I'll probably be absolutely wrong, just like all the other predictions that people make. But according to the charts, the August-September window is when we would potentially break this $64,000 resistance and continue to the upside. And once we break this resistance, I feel like this $65,000 is going to be the low for our next cycle 4 years from now, right? So after we do hit a top here, end of the year, probably extend into January, February, because the cycles are slowly getting longer and longer, and then we have adoption, we could see Bitcoin well over 100,000 up to 250, 500,000 by the end of the cycle. And then we actually bottom out in a bear market all the way back down here to 65. So if we zoom in just a little bit more, we get back to that chart I was explaining where we had not enough volume and we came back down. If we zoom this chart out, you can see that I have several different lines here. Let me move this to the 4 hour. And these different lines represent different potential support resistances. So I went to, originally I had the max. So if we just do this here, you get something very interesting from that top to that top, and we extend it all the way out. It's very cool that we got rejected right here. So this is the last part that I think we need to get over to really get this bullish momentum coming. And this very well could happen with the Bitcoin conference happening in Miami. It's getting lots and lots of media attention. I mean, currently it is trending Bitcoin 2021. The last really big conference I think was in 2018 or 2016. And these were hosted by CoinDesk and other places. So they didn't really have this kind of coverage. This is hosted in Miami, and the mayor of Miami, or someone in figure-wise, is very pro crypto and Bitcoin there. And this is a huge event. These tickets were very expensive. I tried to get some a couple days ago because I didn't think it would be this popular. And the only tickets available were the $21,000 tickets for the fight and everything. And I don't like Bitcoin that much, so I couldn't get enough $1,500 general passes and flights and everything lined up quick enough, which is my own fault, but I just didn't think that many people would go. So we could potentially see a big pump over the weekend as a lot of people get attention and people go, okay, maybe this is going to stay. Who knows? Most of the time when we have big news like this, it's usually a time when we dump, right? You get listed on Coinbase, we dump a little, right? So we'll see what happens. But when we dig into the charts here, this next line that we had, which is this resistance here, we actually overcame that, and you see we confirmed it and came up. Let's go a little bit lower, and you can see the slopes of each of these trend lines is getting lower and lower. So we're at a high degree of angle here, probably 45. We're slowly breaking down. We're getting to the 37, 30, whatever it is. And this slope here is giving us this rounding bottom that once we get above it, we'll probably stay there and before we actually continue up, if that's the direction we are going. So we have this trend line here, and as we goes across, you can see this is where we had trouble. This is the one that we broke out of that a lot of influencers, analysts, and stuff are talking about, Elon Musk news, and now we're continuing in this pattern again. So as we go, we can go, hey man, if we get above this point here, if you wanted to day trade, I could potentially make a ride or break to the upside to about here. Right? And then, if you're like me and you just want to do a big trade, lower leverage, I want to put 50 grand down, 2x leverage, that's a $100,000 trade. I'm getting double my money for everything that I'm right on. I'm going to wait until maybe up here to start entering my trade. And then it'll be very, very small, low leverage. And then now that I have this positive news that, yeah, we can get above this, we didn't just get rejected, then will set up my buys for lower if it does drop. So once we get past this point right up here, which is the $39,000, $40,000 level, for me, I personally have it exactly up here at 42 because I want to get back above this preliminary support we had before the selling climax down here. So if we can get back above, this area here, where's that? There we go, 42,000. That's when I'm really going to be solid. But if you want to trade this mix mash in the middle, it can be pretty easy because you can start, we have our supports, we have our resistances, you can now start planning a strategy for what to do. So for me, I would do stop loss 36,000 or 35.5 if I wanted to do higher leverage, and I would be riding this bitch just to there. That's it. And it's not a big It's not a big move. What is that, 3%? But if you're now jumping up to like my max, 10, 12x leverage, this 3% is now 36%. So, just make sure you have a plan and a strategy. We're going to keep an eye on this to see if we can get above here. Maybe all the news, maybe a bunch of people there, 21K for tickets. Maybe they're buying more Bitcoin, right? So we'll keep an eye, but the weekend could get pretty crazy and exciting. If we look over at Ethereum, nothing has changed since the last probably 5 or 6 videos. We are getting closer and closer. The end of these triangles is going to be tomorrow night. And of course, tomorrow, this is a weekend. So having these weekends, we could see a lot of volatility, big price swings, and we won't actually have much volume. For example, if we look right now, the turnover on Bybit for XRP is about $1.7 billion here. If I move over to Bitcoin, we can see the turnover on Bitcoin alone is only 116,000. But now, if we go to Bitcoin like USDT, look at this 24-hour turnover. So most people are trading Bitcoin and everything against actual USDT. So in a sense, I feel like this is probably just going to end up getting falsely inflated because it feels like most people aren't actually trading it against Bitcoin themselves. They're getting paid out in USDT. So I just don't know how sustainable that is personally, but we should have an answer by the end of the week, end of the weekend. So if we constrict here, right, and then Monday comes and we get some big volume, that could potentially be the best thing to happen. I really don't want to see this pump over the weekend. I just feel like bad things will happen, but the alts love to pump on the weekend. So keep an eye on Ethereum here. If we look at XRP, XRP has more of like an ascending triangle, in my opinion. We could, try to do something like this to get the most touches. So if we did have this, either way, the same goal is we need to get above the 20 daily, get above 106, like into the 108 range. And then from there, we could skyrocket pretty fast. But overall, good news on XRP with the case. The SEC is trying to get an extension. This motion may get denied. Everything is looking in favor of Ripple at this point. And then, of course, if that all goes through, then XRP should be cleared of its name of not being, Ripple's. It's its own decentralized open market cryptocurrency that, Ripple does not have control over or anything like that. So this could be one hell of a trade. So I am waiting to see what we can do with this. I'm hoping to get a nice breakout trade at actually a little bit higher leverage because personally I don't think we're going to go any lower, but that's my strategy. Again, I'm doctor/idiot. This is not financial advice, so do your own research. This is just me doing my thing here. And then I had one question that I kind of answered in the YouTube comments and Discord. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me, get a hold of me. I have so far answered 100% of questions that have come my way that I've found. So keep them coming. I really do appreciate it. But the other comment I had was, I guess it wasn't even a comment. It was more, why don't I dabble or do videos on other cryptos and things like that? He said that I think it was Twitter, said I was a waste of talent because if I got into DeFi, I could make more money. And overall, I am in lots and lots of other projects. I have, I do things on Ethereum, PancakeSwap. I'm very, very big on NFTs because I love video games. One of the things I'm doing now is Our Planet on the Wax Network. I'm very, very familiar in all of these things in crypto. So if you do have any questions or interest in these things, please just let me know. Most of these things I do cover in the Discord and on Twitch more than on the YouTube because, I have people ask me about SafeMoon, they ask me about CumRocket, I get asked about all these other little tiny projects and things, and it's not that I think they're scams or anything like that. It's just there's a very, very fine line on how to trade and make money on those because 90% of them are not going to succeed. So, I have a MetaMask on several different chains. Like this one right now, I'm currently on Binance Smart Chain. You can see here, these are tons of different coins I've dabbled in, and most of them are at zero. The reason why is because in the Discord, we'll find one that launched 2 days ago, had a sell-off, and now they're about to have an exchange. They have really good Twitter marketing. They have really good everything. You put in one BNB at $400 right now, and it 2x's, and then you sell. You can make this trade probably within the same couple of hours. Now you have 2 BNB. Well, and you just keep doing that, rinsing and repeating, and you'll slowly build up more and more. I always take half out once I double myself and that double my initial investment, and then we'll continue the rest depending on news, right? And so far, I've turned 2 BNB into whatever this is plus a couple of the other things. So maybe roughly 20 BNB. So I've 10x this account in 2 months just by, you know, chasing these next up and comers, but I get the fuck out really, really fast. So, you know, if you do have questions on all these things, I'll be more than happy to cover them and go over them. Like the last thing I did was I actually took 20 BNB and I put it into CumRocket, or no, 9 BNB, put it into CumRocket only because Elon Musk commented on a CumRocket thing, purely because of that. I don't make a video about this or fully on this only because, you know, these projects get tied to whoever promotes or talks about them, right? So I don't want to promote anything that I don't think is going to be good. So the only like really DeFi project that I promote so far is CumRocket, and that's only because I am actually invested in it. And if I get out, I will let everybody know. So again, if you have any questions, please bring them my way. I said I have a lot more knowledge than I look apparently. So, you know, send me the questions and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, but I'll catch you guys in the next one.